All right, so how do you get out of a content creation rut? Um, Around 3 years ago, I actually wrote a weekly newsletter every week for 1 year straight. And I got a bit tired of it afterwards, so I decided to take a break. And since then, I actually never sent out an email newsletter ever again. And I think this was like maybe 2, 3 years ago. And since then, I've been in this huge content creation rut where I'd be able to create content a few times a week or maybe a month, and I'd publish it, but it would be very inconsistent. So like I'd have cycles where like I'm very able to create content consistently for maybe a month max, I would say, and then I would need to stop for like 2 or 3 months and then kind of get back into it. And the problem with that is that content creation is all about being consistent and putting it out like almost every day, if not then at least weekly, I would say, for you to gain more followers and just like creating a consistent schedule with like the people that are reading you or that are like viewing you, depending on what type of content creation that you're creating. Um, and I think in the past couple months, I've been just so frustrated with myself of not being able to create content that I'm at this bottom point where I'm just like really annoyed with myself. And I feel like that's almost what you need to get out of it. And what I mean by this is that nobody can get you out of this content creation rut except yourself. So it really needs to be somewhere inside of you where you're just like, you truly need to want to create content. And if not, then it would be basically impossible. Like I remember like tweeting to one of my favorite content creators in the crypto space. His name is Min Dynasty. And, he was like, yeah, like I love creating a lot of content, but he also is a very good trader. So I asked him like, oh, like how do you balance being both? Like being on top of being a really good trader. So that means like you actually follow the trends that are happening, but also like you create amazing videos, every week or so. And he just told me like, honestly, you have to want it. Sorry. And I think that's truly what I'm trying to get to is like, first of all, ask yourself, do you actually want to create content? Like, why are you creating content in the first place? And I think like you really need to understand why you want to do this. Is it like for self-expression? Is it because you want to become a content creator? And like, honestly, the reason why, I don't think it really matters, but you just have to know if that reason is enough for you to get into content creation. And I think for me, it's two things. One is I just like expressing myself. I think the reason why I'm afraid of creating content is because I'm afraid of the repercussions of like people thinking that what I'm trying to say is stupid. That's why I avoid content creation, or like I start a blog but then I never publish it, or I start making a video but then I never press publish on YouTube, and I never nobody ever sees it except me. Um, and I think like that's something that I have to get over and just say like, look, I want to express myself and I want to put it out there. So I just have to do it. And then I think the second thing, or the second reason why I like publishing is just like I like sharing ideas and talking about things that I'm interested in. And not only that I'd be able to have these conversations with people, but also it would attract the people that I would want to have these conversations with. And like that's really why I decided to start posting on Twitter in the first place. And now, I have like 60 followers, which is not like huge, but it's a significant following, I would say, which I'm super proud about. And that's really just because like I started publishing my ideas, and eventually just people were attracted to what I was thinking and how I was tweeting. And then, I made a lot of friends from that. So two things, I think. One is, I think you really have to understand why you're creating content. Um, and then second is really just like trying to publish as much as possible, consistently. And I think like how I'm trying to battle that right now is really setting the bar to a minimum for me to be able to publish. And this is exactly why I think something like a PR30, which I'm doing right now, is perfect for me, because it lowers the bar so much that the only goal is really to publish a video for 30 days straight every day. versus like trying to publish a weekly video and it has to be super edited. It has to be like it has to have a really good hook. It has to have music. It has to have like B-roll and all that. Like, and I think like that overwhelms me a lot, and that's why like if I'm able to just simplify the task I need to do to the almost the bare minimum, then eventually I get in the habit of like, okay, like now I know that I need to post a video, and eventually I can start iterating on top of it. So yeah, so how I'm trying to get out of my creator rut in two, three ways. I think one is just like, first of all, I'm just like tired of not creating. Like it's almost to the extent where I have like this pull that I need to express my ideas. And I don't know how you actually get to that point, but I'm at that point now, that bottom point where like I just really want to start publishing stuff, and I'm really excited. And I think I need to take advantage of it. I think second thing is just reducing the amount that you need to do before actually publishing. So like putting the requirements super, super low for you to just like be able to like publish. And that's what I'm doing with PR30. And I think the last thing is just like being consistent. That's why like I think that 30 days is perfect, because every day I have to publish a video no matter what. And I think also the fact that you have to publish a video every day is that sometimes I don't care of the quality, because of my only goal is to publish every day. So I think that helps. And I guess we'll see. Like my goal again, as I iterated in my first video, is that my 30th video that I'm going to publish is going to be way better than this one. So far, the only thing I've been doing is like putting my camera there, pushing record, and then putting my AirPods and just talking in front of the camera, no edits at all. So hopefully that's gonna come, I think. But I think really what I'm focusing on now is really just being to publish. So let's see what happens.